When will the BBC learn that this isn't going away? Hi, it's me again, and I genuinely thought that when the headlines started striking about the over 75s not getting their free TV licences anymore, I genuinely thought it'd be a flash in the pan. You know, a few headlines, few people complaining, it'll be swept under the carpet, and I bet that's what the BBC thought about it as well. But it is just not going away. Every headline you read in any paper talks about it. They just do. It's not going away. And then you see headlines like this as well, which is pretty good. Nice word at the end. Have a look. TV licence fee torn apart by readers demanding removal of archaic tax. That is exactly what the TV licence fee is. It's an archaic tax. It's like having the window tax back in the dark ages. It's got no place at all in the modern world. Mostly because it's called a TV licence, and most people now consume their media in other manners apart from a television, especially the under 20s. Don't know, it's got no place being a thing anymore. Everyone's used to ads. Just show ads, you don't need it. But let's have a look at this article, see what it's got to say, because it does talk about the over 75s, and I wanted just to give you a bit of info about that. As the BBC celebrates its centenary, Britons have called for the TV licence fee to be scrapped. A new poll of Express readers found pensioners should not be made to pay the annual £159, with many arguing it should be scrapped altogether. It should be scrapped altogether. There's absolutely no place for it. No place for it at all. So this is another poll. The Express seem to be leading the fight a bit on anti-TV licence and anti-BBC stuff in the paper. No other paper covers as much of it as the Express. That's why every time I'm doing this sort of thing, it's always an Express article, because they're absolutely winning. Now, some of their research is a bit sketchy here, but it does talk about the over 75s, and that is, I've said it many times on this channel, haven't I? I've said it many times before that the over 75s are the people that have paid the TV licence fee all of their lives. All of their lives, they've supported the BBC, watched broadcast television and paid their licence fees. You get to your golden years, and the BBC like, give us some more, give us some more. No freebies there. When a car gets to a certain age, you ain't got to pay the tax or even MOT it anymore. But these old people have still got to pay for their TV licence fee. And as you know, my mum, she was in her 70s. And I finally got her persuaded to cancel her licence fee. She did it before. She was so scared of getting a knock on the door. Terrified of it. Even though I completely filled her in. Remember, this is me. It's what I do, right? And yeah, she was just petrified of it and started paying again. Then she came around again and a few months later cancelled it. And she hasn't had one for, I don't know, about 18 months now. But she's just turned 75. And she's on pension credit. So she now has a free TV licence. Because if you're on pension credit, you can still claim it. So, you know, the poorest of the over 75s can still claim a free TV licence. But it should be all over 75s, right? Regardless of means. If they choose to pay, like if you're a rich over 75 and you want to pay for it, good for you. You should be allowed to pay for it. But if you don't want to, you shouldn't have to. You shouldn't, should you? The BBC receives 74% of its income, equivalent to over £5 billion from the licence fee, according to parliamentary figures. I think they've read that wrong. They've read that wrong. The income for the BBC is about £5 billion, which is ridiculous as it is. Right? I think how many countries have a GDP less than that? But the TV licence fee, according to Tim Davie, the boss of the BBC, the man who signs the cheques, the TV licence fee brings in about 3.7 billion. And I'll listen to him because I think he knows more about it than the Express because it pays his wages, doesn't it? Although he did used to work for BBC Studios, which is a subsidiary of the BBC that turns over 1.4 billion a year. That's how we get up to the 5.6, is because the BBC have many commercial companies, which shouldn't be allowed, should it? In a poll from midday on Tuesday, October 18th to midday on Sunday, October 18th, excellently written there, the Express. The Express asked readers, should all pensioners be exempt from paying the TV licence fee? In total, 1,488 people responded, with the overall result being yes, winning by a landslide of 96%. Meanwhile, 4% said no, pensioners should not be exempt, and a further 4 people said they did not know. I love that. I love that in a poll. Why even have the option saying, I don't know? Who's going to complete a poll saying, yeah, I don't really have an opinion on this, but I'm going to take the poll anyway. It always makes me laugh. It busts me up. And the other surprising bit about this is the Express is quite a big paper, right? And it has quite a good online readership. But only 1,488 people responded with yes. So it's not a lot of people, is it? It's not a lot of people. So I'm going to start doing some polls like this, and I bet I can get better numbers than that. And I have done stuff like this before, and then I've set it all out as a proper press release. I got a friend of mine who works low level in PR, and she helped me put a press release together. And I sent them all out to the papers, and nothing. Nothing at all. Weird, isn't it? Isn't it weird? Whereas defund the BBC, who asked for all your money and did nothing with it, all over the papers. Odd. Not that I'm bothered about that sort of thing. It's just, I think, you know, I represent you lot and your thoughts on everything on the BBC and the licence fee. So they should ask me rather than defund the BBC, who just wanted that from you. Isn't it? I do like seeing these articles on the Express. I just wish they got a bit more votage going on there. That just wasn't a lot of votes, was it? So I'm going to start doing more stuff like this, more polls and stuff like that. And the other reason I wanted to talk about this is because I wanted to tell you that my mum has got a free TV licence and she's quite happy. She's watching EastEnders again because without a licence fee, she wasn't allowed to watch it. I made sure of it. I proper clamped down on her. I said, "You, me mum, this is what I do. You can't cheat, mum. All right? I know people out there do, but you can't. If you get caught." Imagine that. Imagine you getting caught and then getting involved in that. No, I'm all right for that, thanks. So, but she's all right. She can watch EastEnders again now. She's got a free TV licence. But let me know what you think about all this, because the over 75s thing is just not going away, is it? I swear the BBC would have thought like me that, yeah, a bit of bad PR, a couple of weeks, sweep it under the carpet, no one will talk about it again. It's been ages now, hasn't it? Let me know your thoughts about it down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.